Welcome to Something Crunchy. Tyler is homies with Blake. Blake is the older bro of Blair. Blair is married to Tyler, and is a slutty slut.
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
What the hell is crunchy?
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
All right, back in the studio with Tyler D and Mother to Be. Let's put them up.
Double cheers, everybody.
How are we feeling tonight?
Last time I was this excited, I made a baby.
It is the big announcement. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
We're pregnant.
We're pregnant.
You're pregnant.
Again.
For the record, Blair has been clinking an empty glass.
This nice empty bottle
for
here
a few weeks
for
now.
So long.
One of my empties for the last couple of weeks.
All these guys get to get wrecked every episode.
Blair, you're pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
Number 2.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Feel great.
You feel great?
I mean, we'll get later
Is-
to how I'm feeling as well, but
As great as can be expected.
I feel great.
You look good.
Thank you.
I was very, very excited about the news.
Oh, of course.
Kind of had the same reaction as last time. Kind of felt like Arthur from King of Queens.
Does he touch you?
Oh, big brother. Brother Bear. Does he touch you?
Does he touch you?
My husband.
That was kind of my first reaction, kind of like last time, but everyone definitely is super excited. Tyler, I got to commend you for your reaction. You were genuinely excited.
Yeah.
You didn't go the other way with it. You know, you could have been.
I'm pregnant.
Fuck off.
What?
What?
I'm pregnant?
With emotion?
With a baby.
That was one of the first time I heard that was a fuck off. What? Pregnant emotion?
We told the whole Crunch crew, and the R&D team came back with.
So, we did some research, and turns out people like pregnant.
Oh my God.
The bigger you are, the bigger your numbers.
There you are.
I was surprised because I feel the opposite.
I love Kristen Wiig in
So
that one.
I was very surprised too. I can't believe you made it.
So with that being said, that is going to be our theme for tonight. It is our salute to pregnancy.
Oh my God. Oh, it's so hilarious.
So excited to be here. Blair,
I mean, that's fun.
the guest of honor.
Yeah, you're the guest of honor.
Oh, y'all make me feel so special.
I mean,
Everybody loves somebody pregnant.
all right. Enough of that. We are starting off with surprising ways you didn't know you can get pregnant.
Ooh.
This is interesting stuff.
Surprisingly, like there's like more, like how many ways?
Oh, well, there's just some surprising ways.
Okay.
I thought there was only the one
You're
way.
right.
No.
No.
Incorrect. With help from BuzzFeed, who spoke with Mary Jane Minkin, MD, a clinical professor of obstetrics.
Obstetrics.
Obstruction.
Abstraction.
Obstruction?
Abstraction?
Abstraction?
Obstetrics, I think you mean.
That's it. Obstetrics. Let's hold on a moment here. Not obstruction, is obstetrics.
Not obstruction. Oh, Robin Williams.
Number 1, letting him take the rear entrance.
The old number 2 shoot.
Pregnant by
It's true.
Pregnant by 2 shoot.
A woman can get pregnant during anal sex. How can this be?
really?
During intercourse, the semen doesn't always end up just in the rear. According to Minkin, even if it is penetrating rectally, he can be depositing a little seminal fluid around the opening to the vagina. Let's face it, the vagina and the rectum are pretty close territory.
I mean, they're next door neighbors.
Yeah.
It's just like that little fence
Man, that
separating
little
them.
drip can just like really change everything.
So you can.
Wonder what the HOA is around that area.
How close proximity is too close? That is interesting. I mean, I swear there's a lot of people that like either don't know that or like
They're like, yeah.
Every kid in high school thinks that, oh yeah, I can just like
For sure, we'll avoid that. We'll avoid that altogether.
Yeah.
Stick to
There's
anal.
so many girls that are like, oh yeah,
Nope.
keeping,
they're all over there.
keeping myself
thinking
pure from a husband.
Yeah,
I don't want to get
thinking they're
pregnant.
keeping their virginity. And it's just like,
Another way, and this is more common sense, is opening a condom with your teeth. Clark, slow down.
Yeah.
In the heat of the moment, rushing and
bite a
using your
hole
teeth
through.
to get the dang thing open is a no-no. You can accidentally puncture the condom without realizing it. Same goes for scissors. Minkin suggests that you or your partner open it with only your fingers at one of the notches.
If you can't
Obviously.
open one of those things with just your fingers,
I've never had an issue.
Never. They're
opening one of
so
those
but
with
I'm
my
sure
fingers.
there's guys that are like, oh, just like, or even girls like the
Heat of the
same, just trying
moment.
to be like sexy and just like, oh, just like, using your
You know,
teeth
you do
in the
that one
moment.
time and you taste that latex
Yeah,
and that
that's
stuff
true.
that's in there, and
Or
you're
the
like,
spermicide.
The,
yeah,
like, lube all
like,
over there,
Ugh,
like,
no thanks.
you got numb tongue for the next 40 minutes. Sometimes
And,
it's
and,
cool.
you, and you taste it for like the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Still
go
tastes-
away. Everything tastes like condom for the next 2 days.
This chicken tastes like spermicide.
This next one's more interesting. Dry humping with your underwear on. We all know dry humping without underwear can cause pregnancy, but did you know that you can still get pregnant with your underwear on? Although rare, Minkin says it is possible if the man's semen leaks through the opening of his boxers or the woman's underwear gets pushed to the side, allowing an opening for the sperm to reach the vagina.
Man,
See,
that
that-
sperm will fight to get its way in.
It will. And this is where cuddling comes back to fuck you.
See,
You think it's all innocent, just a
Yeah,
sweet cuddle,
you're
and all of a
like-
sudden, like, how did I get you pregnant?
We didn't
We
even
spooned,
take her fucking panties off.
So he didn't even get insertion, and he got pregnant. Like, how
all we
does-
did is do
bullshit.
anal and cuddle. This is ridiculous.
Bullshit. They lied to us in sex ed.
This is not happening. Oh, that is hilarious.
All right. Now, this is pertinent, you guys. This is a big one.
This is pertinent.
You can get pregnant when you're already pregnant.
Don't you even?
This is
What?
a
Like,
strange.
you don't even like ovulate again.
This is a
Like,
strange and uncommon phenomenon called superfetation, according to Mimkin.
my
It occurs
God.
when you're already pregnant and continue ovulating. The second fertilized egg implants in the lining of the womb, resulting in a second pregnancy. What would you do?
Oh, Tyler, no.
Oh,
I can't.
no.
What do you?
I mean, I thought we were in the clear. I was like,
See?
So then, like,
Trying
what
to-
happens? So
trying to
does it
get weird.
become like a twin, or does that become like the baby's baby?
whose kid is this?
The Inception baby is like what you're thinking about.
That's the baby. That's the
baby
dream of the
within the
baby
baby.
inside of the baby's dream.
Blair sees it like Russian nesting dolls.
Yeah.
I've watched too much TLC and weird things.
Oh, no.
Okay.
They would just be like 3 or 4 months apart. That's all right.
Like, I just
You
don't
can't
get
carry
it. I
full
need to,
term.
like, I don't get it.
This next one. Using oil-based lubes with condoms. Yeah, Evan. Like they're gonna be super stoked that you brought your spermicidal lube. These aren't old women. They're good to go. Oil-based lubes and condoms don't mix. While many lubricants are completely safe to use with condoms, oil-based lubricants like petroleum jelly are not. According to Mencken, these types of lubes can degrade the latex and create microscopic holes in the condom, increasing your chances of getting knocked up.
Isn't it true that if you keep it like a condom in your pocket, like aren't there a lot of guys that like keep it in your pocket, but if it's like too close to like your body, like it can even like
But that is a good
get
point.
a hole?
You're not supposed to. We will get to that.
Is that a thing?
That is a thing.
Just never use
Have you been told
I
that?
thought
the
that-
wallet condom.
You never can. I mean, that's just.
It's
it-
fun.
So
to
where are you
pull
supposed
out
to
and-
keep it? Like a
You ruin
is there
a
like a little pocket
wallet.
pouch? Like do they make like a condom purse? They need a protective condom purse. Something Crunchy's condom purse coming to you. We're gonna make
Condom
sure.
Or maybe like a cool pocket inside the hat,
Ooh, I like
What
that.
if you're not wearing a hat?
like a I don't know, like a hand. So talk to the hand.
Shirt, hat.
This is good too. Fooling around in the tub without even having sex. You can
After like leftover spermies or like.
Yeah, you can get pregnant in the pool or bathtub even without putting the tip in.
No.
Puts the tip in.
If you just got in the pool after somebody like just.
Well, I mean, you have to be like fooling around. You can't just be in a pool after someone like cranked one off in there.
Yeah,
and
that's
be
not like, what if you got in a hot tub and like someone like just
I
cranked
don't know. I mean, anytime that you
and it
end
just, like,
up with
find
the
its
semen
way?
or seminal fluid around the vulva, you can get guys up inside there. It's not super likely, but it's also not impossible.
Oh my god.
Conditions have to be perfect.
That is crazy though.
And the temperature too, because if you go from hot to cold, those cats are
How
done.
confusing is that for the female that's like, how in the world did I get pregnant?
Right?
I have not had sex in 2 years. And you're like, I mean, how?
I went to that Holiday Inn Express hot tub for like
got
20
that
minutes because
gross-ass
my
hot
back was
tub,
sore.
and here
And
I
now I'm
am.
pregnant? What the fuck?
Even if you take the pill regularly, you can still get pregnant. You know that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. I think a lot of people know that.
Yeah. I mean, it's over 99% chance, but it's still not 100%
Effective?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
think
see,
you're
the
going to say.
thing is you're also supposed to take it like at the exact time. Like if you take it like 5 o'clock every day,
You better
but then
take
you
it at
usually
5
take it at
o'clock.
like 7. It's like, oh, those 2 hours, you better look out.
When sticky fingers penetrate your vagina. Minkin says if he just finished and still has some on his hand, it's possible his boys could find a new home inside you.
How long are they like active after
Warlocks.
I think it's a few hours.
ejaculation?
I think it's like a few hours.
Man.
Not leaving space at the tip of the condom, not leaving room at the tip could potentially cause sperm to spill out the sides. Yeah,
Yeah, you
that
just
makes
get
sense.
blast back, as they call it in the industry.
You'll appreciate this one here. When you have sex with a man who has already had a vasectomy, you can still get pregnant.
Sure.
Vasectomies are just like any other form of birth control, meaning they can't be
Not
100% effective. And it's the same thing with the getting your tubes tied. There's also a 1% chance of getting pregnant after you've had your tubes tied.
It would just suck for like either one to have to like do.
Yeah, if you're going to go
the
through all of
procedure.
that terrible pain.
I mean, for the female to get a full deal and like still get pregnant, like, oh man, that's hard.
Having sex when you're on your period, you can still get pregnant. Sperm can live inside you for up to 5 days. There it is.
Okay.
Up to 5
wow.
Inside of you, but not on the
Inside
outside.
Side of you. Nice, B.
That was good.
We would, of course.
Sperm cannot live in the hot tub for 5 days in the pool, swimming around, waiting
Oh
for
my
a
God,
vag
can you
to swim up
imagine?
in.
No.
That would be awful. Nobody would ever get in a hot tub again.
We would know about that if that was the
No
thing.
public pools.
No.
Yeah, no
ever
public
again.
pools ever. But that means if you have sex towards the end of your bleeding, you will ovulate early, or you can, and that you can actually conceive.
That is crazy.
Good to know.
And this last one,
I'm making my appointment for the old,
for your old snips.
the old.
Gotta watch out for that
boys out
1%.
To answer Blair's question, using old condoms, especially those that have been exposed to hot and or cold temperatures, these things don't last forever. If your partner whips out a condom out of his wallet, you might want to think twice. Macon recommends using a condom that is not expired because over time the latex can weaken and loosen elasticity.
Viscosity?
Elasticity. On that same note, a condom that has been exposed to hot and cold elements can also be compromised.
I used to keep mine in the fridge. That was a bad idea.
See, that's why everyone needs a condom purse.
You don't keep them in the fridge.
No?
To keep them fresh?
But they were like batteries. Keep them in the fridge.
Tyler thinks he can put anything in the fridge that's gonna keep it fresh.
Tyler.
I mean, it's not bad logic, is it?
I mean, you guys are the ones who are pregnant. I don't know. What to tell me.
Condoms were in the fridge.
Let's move on to some of the best I didn't know I was pregnant stories.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
love these.
I mean, Blair, you're pretty aware that you're pregnant, right?
She's been
I
aware
am
from the
aware.
beginning. Yeah, I've been
I
aware
don't know
since
how.
before she.
I still don't know how. But
I mean,
like,
you
I had
yacked
no
every morning
idea.
for a good, what,
Still
5 weeks straight, 6 weeks
Yeah.
straight. Yeah, it'd be hard.
No,
not-
it was pretty clear that I was pregnant.
Sometimes it's not so clear.
But I know that there's females, if they're not regular or like they don't know, like, I mean,
Sure.
it's totally, they have no symptoms, no nothing. Like,
No sickness.
I mean, I can't imagine just be like, oh, I think I gotta like take a poop. And like all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, feeling around and feel a head coming out. I would just be insanity.
Well, 22-year-old Mona was busy taking care of her toddler son, working, and enjoying new parenthood with her boyfriend. When their son is 18 months old, they decide to take a family trip to an amusement park with Mona's parents. After riding about a dozen rides at the amusement park, Mona begins to feel sick. She begins spotting and chalks it up to normal menstrual cycle. After tackling the biggest and fastest ride at the park, Mona is now very ill. They decide to call it a day and go home, but Mona needs to visit the restroom first. When she stands in front of the toilet, she's racked with one final cramp that sends the baby she didn't know she was carrying to the concrete floor of the amusement park bathroom.
Oh, just like the worst, grossest place there could be.
Maricus. What was that kid's name?
You know, Natalie Portman
Yeah,
in the
Natalie-
Walmart.
Yeah, when she gives birth to that kid at
Oh,
Walmart.
home is where the heart is.
Yeah, that sounds.
That's crazy.
Oh my God! So that's why you're not supposed to go on roller coasters when you're pregnant, huh?
Really jarred something loose there, Tiger.
Well, I mean, what if you're 9
It's
months
like
and
a
you
full
want that
9-month
sucker
baby.
out of there?
Like,
Full term,
full term.
I guess.
I
don't
thought
know.
being in the car might be one of the scariest things, but an amusement park bathroom, newborn baby.
Oh, it gets worse.
Oh no, I'm not ready for this.
Oh, okay. That's nothing. 24-year-old Jasmine didn't think that there was any way she
Jasmine.
could be pregnant. After a birth control failure one night, she took the morning after pill and didn't think about the experience much after. She had no side effects, but starts missing her period. She sees a doctor who advises her that she was probably missing periods due to her obesity. Months later, she experiences abdominal pains so severe that she's forced to call an ambulance. She's taken to the hospital where she undergoes an emergency C-section due to a baby coming out feet first. While attending to the baby, the doctor looks over to see another tiny arm protruding from Jasmine's uterus. She was actually pregnant with twins, despite having taken the morning after pill and not even knowing that she was
Why didn't
pregnant
that
at
first
all.
doctor just like give her a quick pregnancy test?
Just
Why
like a
didn't
quick little once-over. Well, I'm sure you're not pregnant.
But we're
It's
gonna
like because you're
double check, just
obese.
in
I'd be
case.
like, excuse me, doctor.
You're like, you don't need a pregnancy test. You need a diet and come back and see us in a
I'd be
couple
like,
months.
shut your mouth. You diet. I'm
Walk it off,
pregnant.
honey. Take a lap.
Oh
You're
my
fine.
That's terrible.
It's like so awful.
Eat some bananas.
I can't. And twins too.
Twins.
Twinkies.
22-year-old Stacy decides to make a big move across the country to begin a new life with her husband. They pack up their station wagon, begin a cross-country journey, but get a big surprise along the way.
Oh my god! During the journey.
After spending the night sleeping in the parking lot of a rest area, Stacy's cramps send her to the restroom,
Oh no!
where she realizes she is giving birth.
It gets worse.
Her husband has no
so much
cell
worse.
reception, so he must
my
leave her alone in the bathroom
No.
to call for help from a payphone.
No.
While they are waiting for an ambulance, a truck driver who is passing by stops and helps the couple deliver their baby.
Oh my god!
After being told she had only a 12.5% chance of ever conceiving children, somehow Stacy managed to make it all the way to full term without ever realizing she was pregnant. Then her breech baby was delivered by a truck driver in an isolated rest area bathroom.
Oh,
proud of that
no.
truck driver. And
That's
that
awesome.
mom. Oh my god.
Nothing like giving birth on a tin toilet.
Those truck
not
drivers got
resting.
the best stories. They really do.
yeah.
That's nothing for them.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's not even the weirdest thing they've
And they
seen
just
that
come and
day.
They
save
won't
the
even bring
day.
that up at lunch.
No, that's normal.
That was just like Tuesday.
You
No.
should have seen what
Third
I
baby
went
this
through in Kirky this
I thought
weekend.
amusement park cement ground was bad, but a rest stop bathroom.
Side of the road rest stop that's always just soaking wet.
Oh,
And make it a
why
little
is it so wet?
wet.
2 inches of water on the ground.
Tawanda is a fun-loving college student. She has no clue something could be amiss during her night out with the girls. She hails a cab to go home, but begins feeling ill, only to give birth in the back seat of that cab. 10 years later, she finds herself in a similar situation when she starts going into labor before realizing she is pregnant. Tawanda gives birth in the back of a cab after a typical college night out. If that's not crazy enough, she gets pregnant again a full decade later and makes it all the way to crowning before she realizes what's happening. She was pregnant without knowing it, not once, but twice.
Oh my gosh. How does
She
that
needs
happen
to look
twice?
into her diet because that means she takes shits that are like bigger than her head all the time.
Can we talk about your poop?
Pull over, I'm crowning.
See, oh my God, that is so crazy. I just can't imagine not knowing. I mean, again, some people just like don't have symptoms, but like all of a sudden, if I felt that I was crowning, all of a sudden, like, no, I would immediately just like pass out because I think I would just like be in such a panic attack.
To think
that
of my little sister crowning. That's just can we take a second to
to erase that from all memory.
wrap our head around that one last time before we just
Good thing for you, you don't have to think about that because
C-section.
scheduled C.
I know. She's scheduled C.
Unfortunately, I can't crown naturally. Try, I couldn't do it.
30-year-old Nikki is a busy mother of three, working as a hairstylist. She and her stay-at-home husband, Joe, were using birth control to prevent having any more children. Nikki begins experiencing some strange symptoms that she can't explain, but doesn't go to the doctor because she doesn't have health insurance. She experiences abdominal cramping so severe that her 10-year-old son calls 911 for help. But her water breaks before help can arrive, and Nikki suddenly realizes she's giving birth. She delivers her baby on the floor of her bedroom with her 10-year-old son outside the door. A mother of three somehow makes it to full term without ever realizing she's pregnant again. Then, after giving birth on her bedroom floor, she has to elicit the help of her 10-year-old son to cut the umbilical cord. The 10-year-old retrieves a shoelace from his sneakers, which they use to tie off the cord before the paramedics arrive. Tommy, get your sneakers.
Oh my God, that 10-year-old's life changed. Had no idea.
Get your grandfather's Swiss Army knife and your old sneakers. You need to cut
You
this
know
thing
what
right
though?
now.
If you're a mom and that's all you have, I mean, at least you have like a 10-year-old there that can like
It was better than no help.
help.
Right?
I mean, you'd be asking. I'd ask the dog for help to go fetch scissors now, please. Like, at least it's like a 10-year-old that
Lassie,
can
get help.
I mean, it's definitely gonna scar the kid for life completely. No, he got to be a part of this beautiful experience.
Yeah, the circle of life.
And you helped your mom go through like the most horrific thing, all of a sudden realizing that you're pregnant and like your 10-year-old's gonna like help figure this out with you.
Dr. 10-year-old is going to be assisting.
For sure. 18-year-old Elizabeth spends her last summer before leaving for college with her boyfriend of almost a year. She puts on a little weight during her freshman year, but nothing extreme.
Happens to everybody.
She's awoken one night with cramps so bad she can't even make it back into bed. Without ever realizing she was pregnant, she goes into active labor in her dorm room bathroom.
Oh, that's not good either.
The
Ooh, those are gross.
The foot fungus in that place.
The baby is crowning before she and her roommate realize what's going on. She gives birth while sitting on the toilet in her dorm room.
Oh, girl.
Elizabeth's teenage roommate seriously acts like she's been delivering babies for a decade. She helps her roommate through
Hell
her
yeah.
labor and even removes the cord from the baby's neck, patting its
Hell
back until it
yeah.
breathes.
Oh my
Only
God.
then
Wow.
does the teenager call for help.
Yeah.
Save the day. You know, when you spring into action and you just like go mode, like
Go mode.
That's how you do it, girl.
When the shit hits the fan, those old PBS episodes you saw when you were a kid on TV start coming back to you, and you're like,
Rescue
oh my God,
911.
this is a breech, baby. I need to remove the umbilical cord from around the baby's neck. I need to stimulate the baby's back so it'll breathe.
And with that said, let's take a break.
Enjoying something crunchy? Follow us on social media and tweet us your comments and questions at crunch_cast. We encourage you to participate and thank you for listening.
And we're back. That's good stuff. Extra pregnant.
Great start to the
I'm
pregnancy.
just scared to see where else this episode's going to go.
I'm excited to move more into the fun of pregnancy. I want to talk about the hormone monster
Yeah, that's so much fun.
that comes
That's
with
really
pregnancy.
the fun part.
That's so much fun.
Like, Tyler,
Yeah.
what are the chances that
We
we
know.
What are the chances?
Tyler's probably better.
What do you think?
What are the chances we can like
Evoke
we
the hormone monster?
we can invite the hormone monster out of Blair to come join us for just like a minute or two on the cast?
Just
Because she's pretty good.
Monster's
Blair-
patient
Blair-
now,
Blair-
but you know,
Blair's pretty good overall,
you
but
know she can be unleashed. Just waiting for it.
let's talk about hormone monsters. I got a couple stories here, which I want to spawn. I'm hoping we'll be like, oh yeah, that brings it back for last week when old Rinker over here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're gonna start from the husbands and dads to be telling the story.
Okay.
So get your turn. This first one's called the leopard incident. I forgot how far along she was, but my wife lost it. Just lost it over a video of a newborn snow leopard that had been born at our zoo. Someone sent it to her on Facebook, and I heard the ding from the message. Next thing I know, she burst into hysterical tears.
Oh.
I thought someone had messaged her, someone died or something. No, just a fluffy little snow leopard playing with a ball. Have you ever seen the video of a girl who freaks out about how much she loves cats? It was kind of like that.
Oh, I just love it. I can so relate with her. Just those, the most random things that'll just make you so emotional. Sometimes it's a snow leopard, okay?
You just never know what's going to
Don't
set you
judge
off.
me.
But the good thing about Blair is she only has two cries. There's the one that's like really sad that something real bad happened.
Mm-hmm.
That happens, once every 10 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's absolutely everything else that could possibly make you cry. And it's all the same with me. So it's really not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's
Not that
manageable.
bad.
It's
Yeah.
manageable.
I cry when I laugh. I cry when
Yeah.
I'm sad.
You're a crier.
I'm like,
You're a bit of a crier. American Idol, the Coming Home video.
so
literally,
touching.
like
Oh,
anything with some good editing and some background music, you're crying.
Oh, I'm a sucker for good editing and background music. I'm the
Blake
same
will
way.
cry too.
I'm the
His
same
hormone
way.
monster comes out.
I'm the
and-
same way.
Blake's estrogen monster comes out.
It's funny. A true burrito bomb. I will never, ever forget my wife's Chipotle order again.
I love this already.
Burrito, half white rice, fajita veggies, steak, mild, medium, and corn salsa,
Yes.
and no cheese.
Mild,
you
medium,
dare.
and corn.
It's been seared into my brain because when she was pregnant with her second child, I accidentally got cheese. And she fucking lost it. She hit me with the "you don't love me" over cheese.
It's like you don't
Extra.
even care.
And
Added cheese, like I love you so much I got you cheese. Like I thought you would like this.
And it was almost like watching an out-of-body experience. Like her hormones were controlling her with puppet strings from above or something. Because that definitely wasn't her talking. It was the pregnancy.
They have a mind of their own. The hormones just like go off when they want to. You don't get to decide.
Oh hey baby, it's me, the hormone monster.
Happy ending though. I got to eat 2 burritos that night.
It's like I enjoyed the cheese. It's funny if the cheese is like not a diet thing, but just like a particular like this is my craving. If you put cheese, you're gonna ruin like the whole thing for me. Like, I mean, Tyler forgot the cheese in our last order, and it's
totally
like
left the cheese
my
off the
hormones.
order
I'm like, shove them down. You shove it down. Don't you get mad about it.
Pick
I
your
know all you
battles.
wanted was that
Pick your
queso,
battles.
but you know what?
He's
No.
going to fuck up a lot worse than queso. You know it. Just keep it down.
You love him so much.
Swallow
Keep
that
shit
monster.
down. Monster, stay. Stay down.
Stay in your cage.
Blair, this one's so you here. A lot of pride for Simba. So, when she was pregnant, my wife got really into the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt show on Netflix. It was a funny show. One of the characters, Titus, was this over-the-top, aspiring actor-singer. In the final episode, he gets cast in The Lion King on Broadway. As he's performing, my wife starts putting her hand over her mouth and turning red. I thought she was going to throw up. Then she starts bawling, talking about how proud she is of him and how she's so happy he made it.
Yeah.
Like full-on meltdown while this dude is dressed as a lion singing The Circle of Life.
Oh, I get it. I'd be with her bawling, crying, just so happy.
Any kind of ownership, you get excited for people.
You get excited.
You get excited sometimes.
Just you're so overly emotional. Like if you're upset, it's like full on rager. If you're like happy, it's like I'm so happy I'm just gonna bawl my eyes out until like it's done. Like it's just
It's all
you
peaks.
can't control it.
It's peaks and valleys.
Peaks and valleys. This one's called Quite the Pickle. We ran out of pickles.
Oh.
Actually,
fuck. Alert the media.
We ran out of Vlastik Snackums Spicy Minis, which had become like her go-to craving buster at the time. We had like 3 other types of pickles in the fridge. They were pickle spears, some of those hamburger pickles, and some kind of gherkin deal.
If it's not the right one.
But the absence of those spicy minis was enough to send her to DEFCON 1. I think she just felt helpless. Pickles, you'd think, are something you can control. At the time when so much of your mind and body is out of control, it's a precious thing.
Especially if you're like, oh my God, I know they're in the fridge. I just can't wait to like go grab like that perfect treat that like that's all I can think about. And then you're like, what are they? There's none in here. Like it's just like your whole world goes crashing down. Of course, the smallest thing becomes just like the biggest thing in your eyes.
Right.
But cravings, you have no idea.
You don't mess
can't
with
just
cravings.
satisfy it with like another type of pickle. It's like, what, you think of bread and butter is just going to satisfy my spicy pickle craving right now? No.
Obviously, you've never had a fucking pickle before.
You don't just mess with
You
cravings.
can't just substitute and feel better.
The shirt shakedown. My wife bought me a shirt that just wasn't my style. So I politely declined, I guess. I should have just sucked it up and worn the shirt. She burst
Take
in.
my eyes, but not the shirt.
I do admire Sir Tommy Bahama, but I feel this shirt is more
appropriate
to the occasion.
She burst into tears and said I didn't love her anymore, and she kept apologizing like she was throwing herself at the mercy of the Supreme Court or something. I'm sorry.
You don't like that shirt. You just don't even care. Love me.
I calmed her down, assured her that she did absolutely nothing wrong, told her how much I appreciated her thinking of me. I still have the shirt. I've never worn it, but I felt like it would make for a good story down the road.
I mean, he handled well. I mean, you should have just initially loved the shirt. It's great.
Yeah, just suck it up.
Never decline.
Look like a turd for 4 or 5 hours, and then bury
Just go
that
with
thing
it
again.
for your pregnant wife.
Pregnant wife comes in with a gift. You're like, yeah, not my style.
Accept the gift.
If you hate it that bad, just go to the bathroom, punch yourself in the nose, bleed all over it.
Little tomato stain.
Yeah, and it's gone forever. Who cares?
All right, let's switch it up. These are stories from the wives or moms to be.
Totally different perspective.
From the monster's eyes.
From the monsters.
From the beast themselves.
The Cankle Blues.
Oh, yeah.
I retained so much water, you could draw things on my legs and they would stay there for about 1 to 2 minutes. I started crying one night because my husband drew a sad face on my leg.
Oh.
For some reason, and I'm assuming it's because I was completely irrational during my pregnancy, I thought he was saying he was sad because I was fat.
Oh.
Tears flowed for about an hour. I finally gave up when I couldn't even understand what I was saying anymore.
It's tough when you're pregnant because you're just like, everyone thinks they're fat. It's a baby inside you, but you're like, I'm just so
face,
fat.
like, so you're sad because I'm fat?
I can't believe you just called me fat.
He's like,
You
I'm
do
saying
this
I'm
to
sad
me.
that your ankles hurt.
You do this to me.
Oh, you're sad.
And now
You're sad.
And now
Oh,
you're sad.
everyone, he's sad. Watch out, he's sad.
And he's like, I'm just trying to draw the album cover to Nirvana. I don't know what your problem is. Just like a little squiggly face.
I wasn't done yet.
Jeez.
He looks at you wrong. You think I'm fat? Every little thing, just like, I'm fat, aren't I?
Sobbing through 24 like it's Steel Magnolias. I cried while watching 24 when the bad guys were killed. When my husband looked at me like I was crazy, I responded with, "What? He has a mother, didn't he?" When I wasn't crying, I was shouting at Jack Bauer to stop shooting so many people. When he came back with the obvious, "It's a TV show, honey," my only response was, "Yeah, but what if the actor's mom is watching and she sees her son fake die? That would be like so hard to watch." Eye roll was the only response from the husband after that one.
Like, that's the only thing I can give you right
It's
now.
like, like,
just like these irrational thoughts. Those
Tyler, is these sparking any, like, don't hesitate if this is bringing anything back to
this
you.
is feeling extra.
I know you're walking on eggshells.
I would love to tell you half a dozen stories right now, but
we
I
have
would
that
like
many?
to see tomorrow morning. I like to
you want
sleep in
their-
a comfy bed tonight.
He
I don't
knows how to keep this monster down.
It's fucking cold outside, man. I'm trying to keep this stuff to myself
So
a little bit
you're
here.
tending to the monster.
I'm the caretaker to the monster.
Let's just say I
right
could
now.
totally relate to the irrational, emotional comments and things.
And
nudiness.
and then
Moody.
What are you saying? I'm fat. Is that what you want?
You want me to say it? I'll say it.
Let's just tell everyone.
I'm fucking fat.
Okay, this one's very you guys right here for sure. Who destroyed the car radio? I had a long commute from work at the time, and that day in particular, I had something very important to tell my husband, and it couldn't wait. So I was trying to call him on my cell while driving. On the third try, I felt that familiar rage again when I finally heard him answer, and my call was suddenly dropped.
Oh, no.
Something in me snapped. I held my phone like I was a serial killer holding a butcher knife, and I rammed it over and over into the dash.
Oh.
I slammed it against the radio display again and again. I felt a little better.
Rage.
The next day, unsurprisingly, my radio did not work. Too ashamed to tell my husband what I had done, I mentioned casually that there was something wrong with the radio in my car.
I think something's wrong.
And my hubby, being the auto guy he is, tried to fix it, but he came back in the house flabbergasted. The entire inside of the LED screen was shattered. We've purchased a new radio to replace it, and it still doesn't work. Something more than just the radio broke. My daughter is 2.5 now. I still drive to work in silence, and my husband still doesn't know what happened to my radio. For him, it is one of life's great mysteries. I could see him scratching his head, wondering how it just shattered. I imagine that many years from now, on his deathbed or me on mine, I will tell him.
That is hilarious. Or he's like the best husband. Like, I know she punched the shit
He's
out
like,
of this, and
there's
I'm never going to tell her that I know.
There's only one way this broke. She broke the shit out of it.
Rage
This is like
quit.
the same thing with my tire, with the tires,
Yeah.
like getting stolen off my mom's car after I like blew them to
You're like,
pieces.
yeah,
It's like, yeah,
There's only
okay,
one explanation here.
yeah.
That red-faced teenager over there probably got something to say about it. What?
See that drunken-looking,
What?
guilty teenager over there?
After
That-
like
that
smiling
one?
out of awkwardness.
Maybe ask her twice what she did
Let's
last
see.
night.
Oh, that's
Confused
the
face,
killer.
confused face, guilty face. Let's see. Who do we want to talk to?
I totally get like the rage punching. I'm not like a rage puncher, but man, could I like especially?
Oh, but could you?
I learned my lesson. I rage punched a couple of things.
Oh, see,
Me
but
too.
like
In
the
my life,
immediate,
and-
I
like,
punched through a fence,
No.
knuckles up into my hand.
See, yeah.
Night of my driving test when I was
Oh.
16. Yeah, I haven't punched a fence since.
No,
Yeah,
you
you
learn
learn
fast.
your
I've seen
lessons
enough
fast.
people like punch things where I'm like, no, that's not. I have weak wrists. That's like only gonna hurt me. I know that. And Tyler would know in 2 seconds exactly what happened and be like, what? And I'm like, would be so bad at lying to you about that.
My husband once farted so loud, and it scared me so much I cried. Because he laughed so much, I cry-raged that I wanted a divorce. And told him we needed to put the house on the market. Then I cried because I'm now going to be homeless, all because of a fart.
This has a lot of weight in this house.
If that was gonna happen,
If
there would
that's
have
a
been
thing.
we would have been out of the house a long time ago. We would have a lot more problems if I had huge issues with the fart.
There are farts happening in this house.
The only thing that's tough
From
with the
time to time.
fart is that, like, I mean, you're on hyper smell, so it's like, I love you, but like, damn, that thing is like
I could smell
choking in my face.
the inside of you.
Yeah.
I tried making an omelet, fucked it up completely, cried hysterically, saying I can't fucking eat that. 5 minutes later, I ate it. Whilst eating it, there was an ad on TV about mistreated donkeys. So once again, I started crying hysterically. 3 years later, I'm still sponsoring a donkey named Fred.
Save the donkeys.
Oh my god, I love it. I would definitely do that.
For only $37 a day, you
Like,
can
Tyler,
sponsor this
Look at this
donkey
precious
named
donkey. We
Fred.
need to save him.
I had a bear for like 3 years, but it wasn't something like far away. Like I could go and visit it and like play with him.
Well, that's worth it.
That was fun.
Yeah,
that's totally worth
awesome.
it.
But you can only do it for so long before they get too big, and then you can't like.
You can't have your bear anymore?
What was
No.
Fred?
Fred was a donkey.
You can't have a donkey?
You
it was
there's donkeys.
it was
There's
like-
wild donkeys.
But it was like a TV ad for like
TV donkeys.
Sponsored.
mistreated donkeys.
Mr. Donkey.
Mr. Donkey. I made too much mac and cheese because I totally misjudged it and ended up with 3 casserole dishes full of it
Oh my god.
for just 2 of us.
How does that happen?
When he commented on how much there was, I picked up 2 of the dishes, dropped them straight on the floor, and said, "Problem fucking solved."
I love it.
Too much mac and cheese? 1, 2. Hamburger, Schlammer.
Let me just smash these fuckers on the ground.
Guess what else you're not getting? The mac and cheese.
No, I would never do that, but that's hilarious. Oh my god. I mean, Tyler's so good to me. He knows not to like. No.
I see the horns come out, and I know when the
well, you know the
when
monster's in
monster's,
there.
like,
It's like
even when you're being quiet and you're just walking around, I'm
you
like,
can still see it.
Oh, yeah.
oh
I
man,
could,
You see
I
it.
could smell that. The monster has a smell. You just know that like there's a little bit of. It's like Stranger Things.
yeah.
You feel like you're in the upside down for a minute. It
I know
smells-
it looks like I'm smiling, but
It smells like juniper and sulfur. Same time.
vibrations were nasty.
oh, that is hilarious. Problem fucking solved.
Problem fucking solved.
I love it.
I once got stuck behind a slow person in a shop. I stepped on the rear of her sandal because of her slow pace.
Flat tire.
That would be
I
me.
apologized and we continued walking. I caught her heel again.
Flat
Sorry again, I say. Then a third time it happened, and I shouted, "Well, get the fuck out of my way then."
Yeah.
Flat tire.
Yeah. That would definitely be me. Because you know I can't stand
Get
slow
out of
walkers.
the fucking way.
Oh my god. Even when I'm not pregnant, just slow walkers kill me. So pregnant, especially if I'm like going somewhere. Oh, sorry. Get the fuck out. Oh my god. Why do you think this keeps happening? Move. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. It's like it's nothing personal. Just like fucking move. You're lovely. Get the fuck out of my way.
Move, bitch.
Fun stuff. Everybody likes talking. Everybody.
I
likes
love
somebody
talking hormone
pregnant.
monster. Everybody loves somebody.
Horns and claws. Everybody loves them.
I mean, there's certain things that are fun, certain things that are not fun to talk about when it comes to pregnancy.
Well, pregnancy is full of all sorts of joys,
It really
including
is.
the hormone monster.
Highs and lows, peaks and valleys.
It just grosses me out when I know that people are pregnant. Because I think about the birth. Everything's so wet.
Everything's so wet.
Let's move on. I want to finish up. Continuing on with pregnancy, let's talk about the best Prego Flix.
Yeah.
I don't know why these like have been something that I've been drawn to since I was a child, but
You know,
pregnancy movies
At
had a
first-
special place in my heart
At
growing
first
up.
thought, you're like,
Wow.
there's not a lot of good pregnancy flicks out there. Like, okay, maybe there's like one or two I could think of,
Oh.
but no.
There's some good ones.
There's like a solid crop
Yeah, it's
of
a
pregnancy
thing.
and
There's
not
about-
baby flicks. Because there's
No.
a difference between
No.
Right.
Baby's Day Out and
Pregnancy.
Now, does 3 men in a baby count? Because it has both pregnancy and baby.
It's more baby, I would say.
It is more
but
baby.
Yeah, it's about 3 men and a baby, not 3 men and a pregnant
like
woman.
9 months is your classic
9 months is like your
classic pregnancy
One of my faves.
movie.
That's right up there. I'd like it if we could carve out maybe like a Something Crunchy's top 5 official.
Okay, we
solid
definitely need to
Prego
go
Flix.
through and figure out like our favorites then.
You mean throw a couple out there
Yeah,
just to
let's,
kind
like,
of
get
see 'em?
talking.
Yeah.
Here's some that I just were like, oh yeah, these are just great flicks, no matter what. Juno,
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
And
Short
the
list of
cast,
favorite movies ever made.
The cast alone, I love that her parents are J.K. Simmons and Allison
Junebug,
Janney.
I'm not ready to be a pop-up.
Michael, Sarah, and Ellen felt like I thought Juno was so good. Definitely took some different twists that I was like not expecting with Jason Bateman, but
yeah, that got weird for a minute. It didn't get full weird, but it was on its way to getting
it
weird.
like wanted to get
Felt
weird.
weird.
Though.
It wanted to get weird.
It felt weird.
No, it was a good
kinda
one
made
though.
you. It was like
That was a
that's
good pregnancy movie.
It was a good pregnancy movie. Knocked Up, obviously.
One of the
Yeah.
That's
funniest ever made.
That's the Cadillac of pregnancy flicks right
You
there.
do look like your sister. That was so funny. Like it was one of the funniest well-done pregnancy movies. It like really makes you laugh.
How many times a day do we say at fleshofthestars.com?
Oh my gosh,
A couple times a week.
we really do.
For sure.
Like probably too much now that I'm thinking about
Anytime
it.
somebody needs like an email address, it's always the
Then
first
at
time around. It's
Flesh of the
always
Stars. For
at
sure.
fleshofthestars.com.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Skin, you know.
You know.
You even got a better
It's last
name
time
than
you had a little
us.
sick. Just
I will not be your doctor. That's classic. Baby Mama.
Baby Mama was
That's a good one. It's
good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's good.
Tina Fey. Baby,
It's funny.
Amy Poehler.
It's funny.
It was a good one.
I love them.
Dax
it was
Shepard.
funny.
You love Dax.
I love Dax.
Oh yes.
Dax was great in that.
I've seen it 10 times. Knocked Up, 150. You know?
Yeah.
Knocked Up just has more funny like little tidbits of like
Quotability factors.
Quotability
extremely
factor.
high.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that was
Knocked
like
Up.
Yeah, it
great
is.
way to
That's a
put
big
it.
one. That's a big one. Neighbors.
It's really funny.
That was really funny.
Seth Rogen really dipped into the pregnancy genre here.
Yeah,
He did, huh?
Yeah, he did. He's like
he's
Knocked
walking
Up.
that path.
He is. Followed it up with some nabes.
Hey, there's some good stuff in pregnancy.
There's lots of
But
funny to
Neighbors
be
was
had.
hilarious with that. Like, I thought it was so funny, the situation with all of it. And I love everybody, like the cast, and that was great.
That was a
too.
great
Him
cast.
being with Rose Byrne, who I like love.
Right?
Oh my god.
So underrated.
And I mean,
I
and
love
it's they
Rose
made it
Byrne.
actually. It was really funny, and it was actually very like realistic at the same time with parts
It was.
of it. Like
parts of it.
well, with the whole like breastfeeding, she's like, suck it out. And they were like drinking, and the whole thing's like hilarious. And they're looking at when the air.
The airbags
We're going
blowing
off
people
and-
up.
I think it was.
That's-
I think it was meant to like make parents feel better about how how they're doing. Like they even made fun of it, where they're just like, "I'm so bad." Like,
Yeah.
like they're arguing over who's the worst
like, "No,
parents.
you're
like,
great."
no, like I literally left her here while I went to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
She could have died while I went and got a gordita.
Laugh so hard here. Oh my god. See what exactly? Like I love it. That's so funny. In Neighbors too, they're saying, "What is that? A dildo dressed up as a princess?" No.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
No, okay. Back dicks.
You're right. It's funny.
It's funny.
You're
it's
right.
funny.
All right, you got me.
That was actually probably one of my favorite Zac Efron movies.
Yeah.
9 months. That was on here. Like,
Class. It's your classic pregnancy
Jeff
movie.
Goldblum,
Yeah.
Hugh Grant, Julia Moore,
Hugh
Joan
Grant, Julianne
Cusack.
Moore.
That was.
I didn't even
Tom
know why
Arnold.
I loved that movie so much when I was a kid, but it
I
was
liked
because
it. It
of-
was funny.
between those two guys.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that made everything else in that movie so funny. I could sit through 10 minutes of Hugh Grant's haircut to get to a Jeff Goldblum to get to a funny joke.
Haircut.
That
Oy.
swoopy.
Just so bashfully charming.
You need some gel or something in that hair.
Look Who's Talking.
Oh, I loved
Classic.
Look Who's Talking. Give
John
me some
Travolta,
Kirstie
Kirstie
Alley,
Alley.
John Travolta.
Anything narrated,
Bruce-
but yeah.
Was it? I was
Bruce
say, was it
Willis?
Bruce Willis, the
Yeah,
voice
of
of the
course it
kid?
was.
Give him a tug, Blair. Of course
It was literally. It was so well done. Like
Twist your nips. Come on, of
Come
course
on,
it is.
B. Gosh.
I thought that was
Bruce
such
Willis.
a different,
Give your Bruce
funny,
Willis.
well done movie.
Grab both Bruce Willis and tell the people you remember who that is.
That was a good one. Classic. The sequels were garbage. The first one was pretty good.
I still loved them all, but
You still
the
loved
first
them
one was
all.
the favorite.
I like the one with Charles Barkley in it. Which one was that? 3?
Oh, that was 3, I think.
Minimum 3.
Minimum.
Where the little girl was grown up a little bit. She was
Trying to
like
be
4 or
Peter
5.
Pan and fly.
Look Who's Barkley.
Yeah,
Look
I'm
Who's
pretty sure that was 3.
Look Who's Barkley now. Father of the Bride Part 2.
Oh,
Blair.
probably one of my favorites.
Is this going to have to like creep into the list just because of how nostalgic it is to
Oh,
you?
I watched this.
I mean, if you don't like Steve Martin and Martin Short pairing, like
Every party has a pooper. That's how we invited you, George Bong.
they are just
And
so
BD
funny.
Wong.
BD Wong is in there. He's the assistant.
Is the assistant to
Yeah.
Martin Short. Oh my
Eugene
god.
Levy.
I just
great
love.
cast.
I think I might even love 2 better than 1.
I saw 2 before, like several
probably
times
more
before I ever
often.
saw the first one. Yeah, it was the one that was always on TV.
It's not
and
many
you had
sequels
watched
that I
and
say that to. City Slickers. There's like a few that really.
Terminator.
But Father of the Bride Part 2, I loved it. Mom and daughter pregnant together and just like the craziness.
That's a good one.
Loved it.
Storks.
Storks was like
throw a little
surprisingly.
That was the
Little
Pixar.
animated.
Yeah.
I actually found that to be like quite entertaining.
Yeah, it was. It was a cool idea from where babies come from and
Right.
such.
Right.
I liked it.
Had to throw it in there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Oh, that was really
What to
funny.
expect when you're expecting.
Is that the Made for E movie?
The Made for E movie.
Made for 2 to 4 p.m. slot on E movie?
Lifetime.
There was like everybody in it.
Wasn't that the one with like Chris Rock and
Very
Jennifer
E-friendly.
Lopez and
That's the
I
one.
think I saw that.
where there's like 4 or 5
Cameron
different.
Diaz, was she in it?
Yeah, Cameron Diaz. There's like 4 or 5 different people or stories kind of going on, and you're trying to figure out like who's with who and
Right.
everybody's connections.
I like that. Yeah, that was a good one.
No, I thought it was funny.
What about Junior?
Yeah.
Class.
That's my
I
favorite
love
one on the list so
Junior.
far.
You think you can have a
probably my
pregnancy
favorite
list
Arnold.
without Junior? I mean, what a terrible movie.
I
It was
loved
so
it.
bad.
They're
I
ma-
was so
they're
young.
making a
I
sequel?
loved it. Like I watched it all the time.
I would put that as a B movie. I'd put
Oh,
that as
yeah,
a B class
probably.
movie.
Yeah.
A stars, but you know,
Nah.
just some B
Gotta love
level
some
writing.
Junior.
And I love me some
Strange
B level movies.
Who
You
doesn't
really
love
do.
Arnold Schwarzenegger pregnant? I mean,
Everybody loves Terminator pregnant. All right, so we nixed 3 Men and a Baby. There was the backup plan. Also,
okay. Yeah.
also J-Lo.
Also J-Lo.
That's all I know about that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you
that's
anything
as
else
much
about
as
that.
I
I
could
think
speak
she
to the
like
backup
wants to she's like single but wants to have a baby, so she like goes with the backup plan to get pregnant. And then she meets someone, and then
that's
it's
Paul
like
Rudd?
complicated.
No.
No.
You're thinking of The Object of My Affection.
Yes.
Which is with Jennifer Aniston,
Aniston.
and Paul Rudd. And both times they're together as a couple or something like that. His name is George. And George is gay.
George?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And George is gay.
Oh, it's like her
and
gay best friend.
It's like her gay best friend.
Yeah, that's the one.
And she gets pregnant. Douchebag boyfriend. So yeah, that was the one with Jennifer Aniston, Paul Rudd. And then there's also Away We Go. Directed by Sam Mendes. Stars John Krasinski, Maya Rudolph
Yeah.
Oh,
as
yeah,
Allison
uh-huh.
Janney. wasn't like a feel-good, great movie.
It was
from what I
good.
heard,
Yeah, it
but
was just...
that's a great cast.
I feel like it's a focus feature because I remember it being visually stunning, but not a great ending.
Not a great ending. Yeah,
It's kind of
probably
more of
focus.
one of those like realistic stories and the journey and like definitely kind of like more real life, I think.
It was a
It
scenic
wasn't like
movie.
a comedy or anything, but it was like well done. Like you like all the characters and all that. It's just a different type of movie.
So probably not going to make the top 5.
Nope.
Well, it
Not on my list.
sounded like Junior was doing pretty good in there. Tyler, you felt good about Junior?
Father of the Bride Part 2 is like has
Juno.
to be in there.
Juno and Knocked Up have to be in
Knocked
there
Up.
for sure.
9 months.
9 months has to be in there. Let's call that 3.
Look Who's Talking.
4.
No, Look Who's Talking.
What?
The
Top
first
5
one?
pregnancy movies.
Yeah. Kirstie Alley.
Neighbors.
Damn it.
Who knew that could be a top one?
I mean, personally,
She
I
was
like
pregnant,
that more.
but it's not a pregnancy movie.
Yeah.
Loosely based, it was more about their asshole neighbors. It wasn't a pregnancy movie. So I'm going to put them 7th.
Okay. I
All
can
right,
subscribe
so what
to
do we
that.
have?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay.
Knocked Up, Juno, Father of the Bride, 9 months. What gets that 5th spot?
What's left?
Is it Junior?
It's Junior. Told you it's 5.
If Neighbors is knocked out, Look Who's Talking is knocked out.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, it'd be like Baby Mama or Junior.
Junior.
Ooh, I don't know. Baby Mama's probably a better
Baby Mama's a
movie
pregnancy movie.
Yeah. Well, so is Junior.
Junior? But the first man to ever get
Y'all are
pregnant.
so ridiculous.
I'll debate a whole new episode.
Yeah.
If Junior is a pregnancy movie.
I can do 2 hours on why Junior is a pregnancy movie.
All right, we're starting completely over from scratch.
Yeah.
Talk about Junior.
Why
We're just
Junior
transitioning this
is a
entire
pregnancy movie.
We're going to end with an announcement here. We are going to wrap up season 1.
Yes.
Stay tuned
In the books.
because next week will be the last episode of season 1. It'll be the
Coming up on the
season 1
finale.
Season
That's
1
right.
finale.
The big finale.
Pew, 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 pew.
We will be taking a break. However, it's only going to be 1 week.
Okay.
Short break.
And then we're back.
And we're back because we got to squeeze out a second season before Blair squeezes out a second kid. Okay.
Oh my God.
So we are only going to take a 1 week break and then we'll be back for season 2.
We're back.
But stay tuned for next week for the big one. It's going to be a fun finale.
Yeah.
Let's put them up. This has been another episode of Something Crunchy. And don't ever forget to live your crunchiest life.
And be crunchy to one another.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. Thank you for listening.
What if you in labor with one, but
Yeah,
the other
they're
one
like,
isn't
well,
done
we gotta
cooking
keep
yet?
that one in there for like 3 more
The
months.
other one's
It's
like not near done.
Pop that one back in the microwave for about 20 minutes. Shit, it'll be good. You had it in the oven for so long. That was the joke. You pulled it out of the oven too soon. Just pop it in the microwave.